Hi guys, PLO Warrior here. It's been ages since I've made a video. I've been busy doing all sorts of things. I've been playing quite a lot of live games, tournaments and cash games. I've been propping as well for a site, and I've been working dealing poker as well in the casino, so it's been a while. I feel like I want to make a video, so I'm going to start off again with MicroStakes PLO video. I really want to start doing some mixed games videos. I played a mixed game tournament yesterday, and I came fourth. I should have recorded that really. Have an easy bet on the top right with the full house, and on the bottom left here, this guy opened, and we 3-bet our king, king, queen, jack, and I think we just have to fold here, as he just has aces too often. Calling with kings is just going to be a bad play, so we're fine just folding there. Yeah, so flop top set, but it's quite a draw heavy board, and the turn brings the straight. So I'm going to check. I have a king blocker, but there's so many draws out there now as well that I think we don't get folds very often at all. Like, I could have picked up a diamond draw, or you could even have like 8-9 or something. But I mean, you can bet the turn with a king blocker, but you know, if he calls with 8-9, you're gonna have to bet again to get him off that hand on the river, obviously, if the board doesn't change. And we open our queens. This guy min 3-bet us. Normally I'd probably fold to a proper 3-bet, but 85 to win 340, I think I pretty much have to call and just flop top set. And then he min bets the flop, which is, I think, really weak. Well, it's obviously very weak, so we can't let him get away with that. And he snap calls, which is kind of strange. I don't really know what to put him on. I mean, it looks like he has a weak flush draw, but yeah, we just have to get more money in. And he has like $6 left. I'm not even going to put him in. I'm going to leave him with a little bit. He does have like a weak flush draw. He's probably not calling anything, but weak players a lot of the time might just snap call a bet because it doesn't put them all in, which is quite funny. We turn a double flush draw on the top right, and we've got a 9 blocker, so if we don't hit one of our draws on the river, we will be shoving the river, and he shoves into us, which is interesting. We can't exactly call here with king high. It's just unfortunate. And get the money in on the bottom right. There's a lot of draws there, probably not going to be far ahead unless there's a set of 9s, but more likely he has queen 10 with hearts or something of that region. And he has 7-10 with hearts, and gets there, no worries. I like to play this hand, but I'm going to be in a terrible position if I flat call against this cold 3-better. So yeah, I have to fold basically. Pretty simple. Sorry, my mind's a bit sluggish. I haven't done any commentary for a while, and for some reason my table ninja's not working. There we go. Okay, yeah, continue. A7, I'm just going to check. This guy's got no money, So just check, get it in. He should see bet an ace high flop every time, but he doesn't. Yeah, whatever. Obviously turns a 2-outer. Fun times. And we have the 10 high flush on the top left. This guy only got 4 hands on him, but he's played 3 of them, so good chance he could have a weaker flush than us. And I could go for some very thin value on the river. Jack, queen. There's 3 flushes above us. Yeah, I might value cut myself here some of the time. He could have the jack high flush, but I think if he has king queen, if he has king queen or a lower flush, he looks like the kind of player that will pay me off. So no worries. Let me flop bottom boat here, which is a bit dangerous, and I donk out, which is probably, I mean, this, he obviously has a 10, but we have to get it in. I mean, we're going to be like 60-40 if he has just a 10 thereabouts. It's hard to have 10-5 really. Wow, really? Well, we're probably not even going to be a favourite now. No, nobody has 10-5, but they're all sharing each other's cards, which is pretty good. So we take down the pot. That's kind of what I was hoping for. I mean, they obviously both have a 10 at that point, and 10-5 is hugely unlikely. It would be a dog if obviously they have got each other's outs. They haven't got each other's outs, but they all had ace 10-4 basically, so they were drawing pretty slim, which is pretty nice. Bottom left, I have the nut flush blocker, but the thing is, the guy's got 170. He's got $4 in his stack, so I'm not ever going to bluff here. We've got the jack blockers as well for the straight, but he could have king 10. He could have a set of kings, set of 10s, and he's never folding. So if he has more money behind, we can do something about it. We'll just let him have it. Yeah, fucking table ninja's not working. Top pair, nothing else really. On a gut shot, I guess. But there's a lot of players in the pot, so we won't even see bet the bottom right, just because there's so many spade draws and 7-8s and all that kind of stuff. I mean, a jack is, both our jack and our 10 outs are pretty tainted. I'm going to 3-bet this guy because he looks like a fish in position. I've like trimmed down the 3-betting out position so much. I think I have to call here. I'm getting like 5-1. And we make the nuts on the river. And I 3-bet this guy. We flop top and bottom pair. It's a shame that this other guy's called this Ashmeister guy. But once he folds, I feel pretty good about my hand against this guy. I mean, I have a note that it calls 5 bets with 10-8, deuce 6, double suited. It's a quite unfortunate turn card for us. It's very tricky, but I think I'll just get it in. And we are ahead, but he's turned a flush draw. But we managed to hold. Yeah, I mean, calling with his hand there on the flop, he's not really, his 8s hurt him so much. You know, he's got top pair, but it's too hard for him to make 2 pair. If I have got aces, which is, you know, his best case scenario really, because I've got 1 pair, then, you know, he's not even getting the price. Flop second nuts, bottom left, I'll 3-bet it. Got the kings. Have to c-bet the ace high flop basically, and he just folds. I see people like 3-betting without aces, you know, and then the flop comes like ace 2-4 or something, and they don't even c-bet. It's like, you have to. You just, and we get to shove it all in pre-flop with our aces, which is good. And this guy on our left has played every single hand so far. We've only got 5 hands on him, but he's played every hand. So it's looking good for a 3-way all-in. And it goes 3-way all-in. And he's got it all in with King 7 deuce nut. That's terrible. And they're all pretty much drawing dead on the flop. So running good. And our double suited queens, we 3-bet here. And this guy 4-bets us. I'm just going to fold. We've only got 2 hands on him, but the problem is we call when we flop a deuce or a 6, or like, and we still get it in behind when he's got aces, or we flop a flush draw, we're marginally ahead. But that's, you know, when he doesn't have aces with either of our suits. So I see people putting too much money in with you know, double suited pairs, like double suited jacks and queens and even kings. When somebody's basically telling you they've got aces, you don't, you know, you don't want kings. We're going to bet the turn on the bottom left. I'm a bit worried that he's got kings, but should really have an easy value bet on the river here. But I can't really see what he calls me with. I mean, he either has like kings, queens, or a 5 really, or if he doesn't have that, he has 3-4. And 3-4, you know, it's not calling a river bet. So I think I have to check back in if he has us beat, you know. But I can't see a hand that he'd be calling me with on the river. And he had king 4-6-8. So on the flop he had a gut shot. So that's quite noteworthy. And on the bottom right, our double suited aces. We can't really do much. You know, we don't have any clubs in our hand, so it's quite likely he has clubs. And, you know, top left, just obviously this guy's got no money. We've got top 2. Every draw missed in the world, so whatever. Now he's really thinking about it. I must have a diamond draw. I'm just going to lead out on the top right. I don't really, I mean, I have top pair and a gut shot. It's just a limp pot though. So just leading out there. And now when he raises me, I don't see people raising here without 2 pair at least. And 2 pair has us in bad shape basically. If it's ace, he's not raising here with king 7 basically. So he's raising here with ace king basically, or ace 7, set of 7s. So those hands kind of have them in bad shape. I just like to fold when the pot is small. And flop a set again. This guy doesn't c-bet very much, so I'm going to have to donk into him. He only c-bets 25%. And he looks, yeah, he's the same guy that we stacked a minute ago. And unfortunately here again, we flop the nuts on the bottom left, but it's nut time. Top left, you have double suited kings, and it's gone open here, 3-bet, cold call, cold 4-bet. I'm just going to fold because he has aces way too often. You know, those are the hands where you basically going to make money. Well, save money, but saving money is making money. So we'll check it out after the hand. But I'm sure he has aces. And it looks like this guy has a 5 here on the bottom left because we have the diamond, we have the spades. So I want to go on the bigger side because I don't think he's folding a 5. So, because we have the nut flush, obviously, it's harder for him to have a decent flush draw. So we're betting on the bigger side to get called by a 5 here. Wow, and he shoves. Really has quad 5s. This is so interesting. How can he be playing quad 5s from the small blind? Kind of want to fold, but I don't think I'll forgive myself if I do fold. I mean, he could have a set of 9s. He could have jack 5. So I can't ever fold, but I did think about it briefly. So, alright, cool. No, he has 9s, yeah. So, I don't really want to fold, but I don't know anything about him, that's the thing. If I knew more about him, maybe I can think about folding. Because really tight players won't even raise their Jack 5, you know. But he had the 5 and then he rivered the 9. That's definitely noteworthy, that. Aces, we 3-bet here. I'm actually going to check. Oh shit. Oh, that was my fault. I thought this guy was still to act. That's pretty bad of me. I have to obviously call here because I have a gut shot to the nuts, and it's a pretty dryish board. So just check round and we end up winning. But yeah, I would have just bet the flop if I thought this guy was yet to act. So obviously I think he's going to shovel in for like $4 and put the other guy in a really tough situation with us behind. So my logic was sound. 5, 6, 8, 9. Now this hand is double suited obviously, but this hand is nice to play heads up with. But the problem is we're not going to get it heads up because this guy is opened. He's quite a tight player. And this guy's 3-bet. This guy's never folding, and I don't think this guy is folding. He opens 13%. So if you're going to play a multi-way pot with basically 9 high rundown, it's no good. And we get 3-bet by this guy. We've got the jacks, but we're getting such good odds that we have to call, pretty much, because yeah, we flop the nuts every hand, so that's why we have to call. And we're in position as well, which is like, you know. And it's pretty nice. Not even going to raise. I mean, it doesn't. This guy should know I'm going all in. I'm never folding, but like just in case, you know, it entices him in. Then you know, we draw him pretty live, losing to 1 out, the 5 basically. So that was nice. We're running good so far, but also playing good. Been doing a lot of work as well on my mind, on my mental game. Been reading a lot of them books and kind of spending a little bit less time at the tables playing and more time on how I think about the game, and it seems to help a lot. I mean, flopping the nuts does help a lot as well. But it's just most of the money in Omaha, I think, comes from avoiding situations, basically, not you know, because you'll get your spots to win, basically, and then at the end of the day, it comes down to the spots that you avoided getting into sticky situations. I didn't follow through with the draw with the rat because this guy, that's the only hand that I could have got him off, but he was a very tight player and I didn't expect him to be calling me with a gut shot there. I think he was ace and kickers or ace rag 2 pair, like ace 7 or whatever it was. So I don't think, yeah, ace 7 jack was the flop, so I don't think I would have got him off 2 pair on the turn, so I didn't see much point in betting there, just giving up against a tight player. See, my stats are pretty tight for me anyway. I like to play a little bit looser. I'm going to 3-bet this guy as well, but I'm 3-betting on the smaller side because he does make some mistakes. And we get cold 4-bet, which has happened a lot to us today, but every time we've just folded, and I think that's where we're kind of saving money, you know. Even though this guy flat called, I think our suits aren't going to be really that good 3 ways, so we're going to have to fold. If it was just him, I would do it, but king queen deuce 4, like, I know if I'm not going to continue I shouldn't be 3-betting in the first place, but you know, I'm fine playing it against a raise and a flat call when I 3-bet, but when I get cold 4-bet, the deuce and the 4 is just garbage, and my flush draws could be dead. So it's literally like I'm hoping to hit king queen, and you know, if I hit king queen, a good chance the guy has got ace ace 10 or ace ace jack or a combination of them both, and we won't even be getting it in that well. So I'll just see what they had. It's all about taking notes as well, really, because if you're playing in the rush format like I am, you know, every hand is different, and you're going to need to know, well, where the money's going to come from, basically. So just give them my yellow tag thing, just that's nittier players. Yeah, well, we followed the king queen. I can't find it now. Yeah, the king queen deuce 4. The other guy obviously had aces, and the other guy had the rundown 7-10 jack 9. I mean, which is fine because, you know, that's a connected hand, but that's exactly what I want. I want him calling with a hand like that, and you know, I'm pretty much gonna hand read him perfectly and get him off every other board that doesn't come with all those low Broadway cards. And this guy, I think I've just purged my database. Well, I've just deleted all my hands, I think. But I thought the stats were going to be kept on there. But yeah, I think I've got to start from scratch again, but that's fine. It doesn't take long to build hands. People at rush. I am tempted to 3-bet this guy on this flop, but the problem is, only because he c-bets like 100%, but then again, that's only 8 hands on him, even though I've played more with him, but I deleted my hands, and this guy's in the pot, so I can't really 3-bet him on that board. Ace king deuce 4. I'm just tightening up our position and just flopping the nuts like every time. It's good to run well. And on the bottom left we get a monster flop. Unfortunate turn on the top left, but he's got $7, so, and we've got top set and a flush draw, so good luck to him if he's got king jack, you know what I mean? No, he's drawing dead, which is nice. Bottom right, this, I do have top 2 pair, but I've got no redraws whatsoever, and pretty much any 10 jack queen or club or even 9 comes, and we don't have the nuts anymore. Now this is the problem here against playing. This is a prime example of playing, you know, 2 big cards and 2 little cards. We hit our top two pair, and our 2 little ones are now insignificant. So now he's raised us. It's like he can have basically ace king. I don't think he's ever raising ace king here with nothing else, pretty much. So we're calling to hope to get a chop, but basically the easiest thing to do is just fold, because his stats were so tight. His check raise percent on the flop was 0%. He's check raising there like ace king with clubs, 10 jack queen with clubs, a set of 9s, a slow played set of aces or kings that he didn't 3-bet pre-flop, and I don't think he's ever check raising a bare ace king. So we're behind every single hand pretty much, and even 10 jack queen king with clubs has us beat. So yeah, just folded. The pot was small. Pretty sure, you know, I was no good. And this flop here, I have a pair of 8s, but I have to call because I can turn a lot of cards. That's one of them. pretty much. He doesn't donk a lot, but I have given him a note. He likes to do fishy things. I don't think there's any point in raising here. By calling and just getting it in on the river, we save ourselves 6. I think I have to call this river actually. I can't. I mean, he can be. Yeah, he could have a set of 10s. Yeah, that makes sense. 7-9. 7-9 with clubs. I didn't love the river obviously, but if he did have a set, I'm not sure if he'd even check back. I think it might just be getting it in, whatever. I mean, get it in the top left. He turns a flush draw. What can you do? Playing this guy again, and this time he donks min. I'm just going to raise him. We have a lot of backdoor draws. We turn a pair. It's not really what we wanted to turn. We wanted to turn our flush draw really, but I'm just going to check back. Very interesting spot on the bottom left because it's gone raise min 3-bet, but we just flat called and flop the nuts again. A lot of dangerous cards coming. This guy, oh, it's this guy again. We're just going to put it fishy, but I mean we're getting this guy's money, whatever. So, and the other guy doesn't fold. And there's no, I don't need to even bet small on that turn because he has a flush every single time, or he has that timing out everywhere. I'm going to 3-bet fold my kings here. This guy's quite tight under the gun, and we flop the nuts again. Unbelievable. But yeah, my plan was to 3-bet fold against him basically because he's never 4-betting me without aces. So, you know, I get to find out where I am in the hand straight away. And we have the 7 blocker here for the 7-8 straight. And he just pots into us, which is unfortunate. So we have to flat call. And bad river. If he doesn't have 7-8, he can have 10-jack. But he had 9-5 with the set with the 8 blockers, which I think is a good play by him. But he can't really bet the river, unfortunately. I was kind of not really inclined to believe him just because I had the 7, and he probably wouldn't just put it into me. But you know, obviously we couldn't fold anyway. I think I just folded a hand. I didn't mean to fold, but you know, I'm talking at the same time, trying to analyse the last hand and still trying to play 4 hands. So folding a marginally good hand for free, I think it's fine. Queens, yeah, we're calling, getting good odds. And here on the top right, I'm calling because this guy's going to be in a bad situation post flop where this short stack is going to act before him. You need to be looking out for these spots because you know they're really good. Because if he flop a set or whatever, he bets, it puts him in a horrible situation. So, and bottom right, we're definitely flat calling this rundown. It's a bit weak because there's 6 and the 8. I mean, trying to get out of the habit of playing these hands. And here, top left, we 3-bet this hand out of the small blind, which, you know, I might be crazy to fold this, but he's playing 18% of VPIP, 0% 3-bet, so he has aces every time. And I just don't want to flop a queen or a king or something, you know, and then my ace is dead. So I'm just going to fold. I have no problems with that. Just trying to avoid as many sticky situations as I can. I mean, I see people calling with ace, king, queen, jack every time to like a cold 4-bet or something. And I just think it's a mistake because it has you in bad shape. We have to get it in here. Thing is though, the guy's got... We've got the absolute monster app. You can have the same hand, or you can have a set. Might just flat call it here actually. We turn another out with a jack. So we've got 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 jack. It's the monster wrap. I was going to flat call it if he does have a set of 10s or something. He's kept it cheap enough for us here. I think he actually has the same hand now that he's bet so small. There's no way I'm jamming here, I think. Is he going to fold the same hand as us? That's what I want to know. I don't think he is. I'm just going to flat call. And now we make, straight. We're just going to check call. Hopefully he shoves it in with 4, 5, 7 or something. So I think that's actually what he has, 4, 5, 7, 8. Okay, he did have a set of 10s. I nearly shoved it in his face on the turn. I was completely wrong, but I just didn't think he'd be betting so small with with a set of 10s. So I'm just going to check fold the bottom right because there's not much fold equity with this short stacker. That's I'm going to try it now that the 6 comes. It's a good card for me. And if this guy calls, I'm just going to pot the river. Not the best card to pot, but I just hope he has a flush draw. There's a lot of straights he can have now, but I think he has a flush draw. He folds, which is nice, very nice. And we flop top pair. After we've raised pre-flop, easy c-bet, we can turn a heart, king, queen, ace, 9. Or even the bottom pairing card. Easy bet again, the deuce. Lots of outs and the initiative. I'm going to fold my single suited queens. I think they weren't even single suited actually. Never mind. It's irrelevant. C-bet the bottom end of a straight draw. Well, this guy's min 3-bet us now, and he's starting to irritate me. I'm just going to actually bet big. I want to get these guys out of the pot. If he has aces, so be it, but I don't want to play a pot with this guy behind me. I mean, my hand does play well multi-way, but 400 big blinds, I'm happy playing against this guy. And obviously on that flop we're good to go, but he ends up having king queen, same hand as us pretty much, but that's terrible really on his behalf. I mean, our hand obviously is good because we can make plenty of straights and we don't have a pair in our hand, but if we've got aces, he's getting in behind on that flop. But yeah, that's dominated pre-flop. But when the flop comes down, deuce, deuce, 4, he has to fold. And if he doesn't fold, then he's a fish. But I think I already know that. Yeah, we've got the 10s here. I prefer raising other than calling here. I'm just going to give it up. This guy's 3-bet is high enough to justify me calling here. I don't like calling 3-bets with ace in a hand, but he's 3-betting just under 10% of hands, so it's high enough. And now it's kind of interesting because we have, we do have the ace, the king, and the queen blocker here. So it does make it a bit less likely that he does have aces, or kings, or queens. The problem is, I would like to raise this flop, or just call and then lead the turn. But because there's diamonds there, we have no diamonds. Makes it a little bit less appealing. If he just has a king high flush draw, I don't think he's gonna fold. But if it was Jack Deuce Deuce offsuit rainbow, I would like to mess around a little bit there actually. They've got aces out of position. This guy's 3-bet us again, min. Now this is a time where I'm not going to actually 4-bet him, because if I 4-bet him and he calls, this guy's never folding. So we just inflate the pot basically, and we're out of position to him. So we're just going to flat call and flop the nuts. And he c-bet 75%, so we go for a check raise. And he doesn't c-bet, which is unfortunate, but we turn the bigger nuts, which is fine. And he just like snap calls, so I'm thinking he has a flush draw every time. When he snap calls, I can't really see. Unless he has a hand like Queen 9. But yeah, I think I should be betting on the bigger side actually. If he has 2 pair, it's not really that big, but let's see what he had. He had a set of queens, yeah. I guess that explains the snap call. It's the only other thing he could have had, Queen 9. Set of queens, I think. Yeah. So yeah, gonna wrap the video up. Just gonna play a round of blinds. I'm gonna lead out here. Nobody's. It's a bit pointless leading out actually, because I'm miles ahead or miles behind on the top right with my queens. I don't think that was actually a good bet, but that's fine. I'm just going to try and steal this pot. I mean, there's a small chance we could be winning with the queens. He looks quite loose, but it's quite a scary board. If you had any part of it, you would think that he would c-bet the flop, so you know, that's fine. Yeah, so plenty more videos to come. I had Queen 5 actually in the top right. No, I can't really bet it. I could have bet it. Never mind. No, I can't call the river. Flop the nuts on the bottom left. Well, it's not the nuts, but you know, I'm going to call it the nuts. I just like saying flop the nuts. And to be honest, I can't explain why I bet on the top left table. I can't see the button, that's the problem. I don't actually know where the button is. So I think I just lost my train of thought. Should have bet the flop if I was the pre-flop raiser, obviously. Never mind. Lose all the small pots and win the big ones, that's the plan. See, I see people calling here, basically, because they have a double suited hand, but they don't really think about all the variables. Like, this guy's opened, right, and he's quite tight, so he's going to have quite a strong hand. This guy's flat called, he's 3-bet, he's flat called. If we flat call, these two guys are definitely not folding. So we're going to have like a king high flush draw, basically. That's the only, and a weak kind of wrap 6, 7, 9, which is going to be dominated by all, you know, at least one or two of these players are going to have like 8, 9, 10, or you know, 9, 10, jack queen, stuff like that. So we're going to end up flopping, you know, a wrap, and they're just going to have us crushed, or we're going to flop, you know, a weak flush draw. So it's better to save yourself the money. Better off saving your money in that situation and you know, sticking it in on a bluff, and is, you know, you've got more chance of barreling one person off one hand than, you know, winning a hand with a weak, winning motorway hand weak draws and stuff. Top left we've opened it and we turned the flush draw, and because it's a 3 as well, it's a great card for us to be betting. and I'm not going to be folding my double suited queens here, only because I have. Oh, this is very interesting. No way he has aces now, but I want to be betting bigger in case he does have aces. I mean, if he doesn't have, he's never getting called by anything, so. And I'm just going to pot the river. Hopefully he does have aces. It does not. I mean, no bet's getting called there. Like, he doesn't have a queen, obviously, so. And we've got the nuts on the top, on the bottom left, so there's no point slow playing. You know, he just wants to get it in, we get it in. He has the bottom one. He has the lower straight. So, people are just chucking the money at me. Can't complain. Yeah, so 40 minutes, that's going to wrap up the video, guys. Oh, I forgot to play my round. And then that will be the end of the video. Derp, 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 derp. Just play my aces. I folded aces pre-flop the other day, which was quite exciting because I knew the other guy. It was a three-way, huge pot, but I had put very little in, and I knew one guy had aces, and I knew the other guy, who was really tight, had a huge double-suited rundown. So I ended up folding, and I ended up. Well, it was weak aces anyway. It was only ace, 9-5 offsuit, and the other guy had exactly the same hand, ace, 9-5 offsuit, and obviously the other guy had, you know, 9-10 jack queen double suited, and he just crushed it. So, right, thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the next video.